Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marisol and I am back with a new mama video. Today I want to help all the new mamas and give you guys tips on what you should be expecting to spend lots of money in when it comes to the items that you'll need for a baby. These are the items that you're gonna for sure need in order to make the baby comfortable and keep that baby alive. All of these items are definitely items you're gonna be spending money on, and when I say money, I mean anywhere between $300 and $1,000 on. And I think any item over $300 can definitely be considered expensive, so I want to give you a heads up so that you can start on planning or budgeting and get an idea of what you're gonna need to spend money on. So let's start with item number one, and that is gonna be either a crib or bassinet. I'm not sure what your situation is, if you plan to have both or if you just plan to have one. Either way, you're definitely going to be kicking out way more than $300 for either one. There are so many wide ranges of styles and sizes out there. You really need to pick what works for you, but I also suggest that you stay as practical as possible. Now, my second item is the stroller and my third item is going to be a car seat. But since those go hand in hand, I'll just talk about them together, and they definitely cost money. And again, everything is dependent on what you're looking for, what brands you like, what look you like, if that even matters. There is such a wide range of the types of strollers, jogging strollers, walking strollers, city strollers, strollers with leather, strollers without leather, strollers with cup holders, double strollers, just so many options out there. You really have to do your research. But if you plan to get a stroller with a bundle, that's very common for people to buy strollers that come in a bundle, and that means that they'll come with the bassinet attachment for the babies between 0 and 6 months, then the regular stroller seat as the baby is growing, and then also a car seat and a car seat connection. That bundle in itself can cost up to $1,500. Yes girl, it's true. So make sure you're budgeting, make sure you're planning, and if you can, get the help from your baby registry and put that sucker on that list. Okay, next item, baby camera. Now for me and my little community of mamas, the Lollipop brand came highly recommended, and I believe I just paid $125 on Amazon for that, and that's not so bad. But again, there are a wide range of options. Some of them come in packs of 2, some of them come with all these really cool options and ranges of notifications that they provide, like room temperatures and baby crying sounds, and some come even with soothing sounds or like white noise that come integrated into the camera. You're gonna have a lot of options, but just know it's gonna cost a pretty penny, so keep that in mind. That's gonna be another expense. Next item, which I think I'm at like 5 right now, item number 5 is gonna be a baby swing. There are literally swings that you can push manually. There are many out there that just work automatically. There are different shapes. There are some slightly bigger ones, there are some space savers. Of course, the ones that appear to be more aesthetically pleasing are going to be at a higher price point, so keep that in mind. The sixth item that I want to suggest might be a little controversial, but I just highly recommend is that you invest in a really good breast pump. A lot of times your insurance will cover the fee of a breast pump, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. The breast pumps that they cover are the automatic breast pumps that you connect the cups to your breast, then the bottles, and then there's still tubing and wires. And that's something that I had a good one. It wasn't bad, I can't complain. However, pumping became so annoying and stressful and really just felt like a burden because of the pumps and the bottles. And even though it was automatic, I didn't have to like be using my hands all day. It was still stressful because when it was time to pump, I had to just sit in one place and I couldn't do anything else, like wash the dishes or like fold laundry or even hold the baby, because everything was just in the way. So I highly suggest, even though I Haven't had one personally, so please take this suggestion with a grain of salt. If I should have another baby again, I definitely plan to invest in the Elvie breast pump. And again, do what works for you and take this suggestion, you know, as lightly as possible. But the whole idea of a breast pump with no wires that also works just on battery, I think is amazing. The fact that I don't have to be connected to anything, the fact that I don't need to buy a bra with a hole in it, and I could just stick it in and just be hands free, literally. Yes, I would totally pay for that, especially because if you plan to nurse for up to a year, that's going to be a very long journey, and the more comfortable you can be, the better. For me, it really was such a burden to have to hook so many things up and put so many things together at 2 o'clock in the morning when I felt dead and I was exhausted. Now, this is my opinion and this is my experience. Some people might think, oh, you're just being lazy. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Maybe you have the time to set things up. Maybe you're a night owl. I don't know. Everybody has a different preference. But for me, I definitely think that investing in a breast pump that is gonna reduce the stress of transitioning into a new mama, that works for me. Again, you can get one free from your insurance. The Elvie, I believe, does cost like $500 just for one, so it is expensive. You could even say it's bougie, but I don't know. That's what I plan to get if I have another baby. Do what works for you. Be practical. Next item on the list is gonna be something a little cheaper. It's gonna be a playpen, and you'd be surprised. You think, oh, a playpen can't cost that much. It's literally just something you open and close. It's supposed to be helpful and portable. But no, playpens can cost $300 or more, especially if you want to get a playpen that comes with an attachment for changing the baby, or a kind of caddy attachment where you also have room to put diapers and wipes. All those things add up depending on what kind of playpen you want. Next item is going to be a changing table. So if you are lucky enough to have the space to have a beautiful nursery and you plan to get a crib, you're also going to need a changing table. And as a mama, you're probably going to want to be practical. You're probably going to want the changing table to have shelves or drawers underneath. A changing table is going to be just like buying any other furniture, and we all know that pieces of furniture are just not cheap, especially if it comes with drawers. It depends what you're looking for. I've seen some changing tables on Amazon anywhere between $100 and $200, but those changing tables are usually not ones that people prefer. Normally, if you're looking for a changing table that looks aesthetically pleasing in the nursery, you want it to look cute, you're gonna be paying $300 basically, because essentially you're buying a dresser that allows you to change the baby on top. That's just how it is. That's how they're selling it. Next item, or next 3 items, they go hand in hand. They don't each cost very much, but when you buy all of them together, the bill is gonna rack up. And those items are gonna be a heater, an air purifier, and a humidifier. And if you don't have these items already, I highly suggest that you invest in them. Most people actually have at least one of these items. I didn't have any, but what I didn't know was that when you bring the baby home, you really need to keep an eye on the quality of air. When an infant is born, they are adjusting to the outside world. They are adjusting to the air. And a lot of times you'll see babies struggle either with eczema or with dry skin or with baby acne. And a lot of that will be due to the air. If the air is too dry or if it's too hot, all of those things are a consequence of the reaction that the baby's skin is having to the atmosphere. If you're not living in a house and you don't have the ability to adjust the room temperature perfectly in the room, then you definitely again want to invest in a heater, an air purifier, especially if you have pets, and a humidifier to make sure that there's enough moisture balancing out the heater that you probably are gonna have running. Next item, I think I'm somewhere around 10 items by now, is a baby sleeping and breathing tracker. The one that I found, which I'll link down below, is $300 or more. and that one is a sleeping tracker that you basically wrap around the baby's foot. You download an app to your phone and it will notify you if the baby stops sleeping, if the baby's heart rate changes, if the baby moves. And this is something that I highly suggest you put on your baby registry. This is something that I highly suggest that you yourself invest in if you don't get gifted it, because it's gonna help you a lot in the long run. It's gonna help give you a peace of mind, and it's gonna allow you to sleep while the baby sleeps. I would try to list all of these items down below as a reference so that you can get an idea of what these items look like and how much they cost. I'm not sponsored at all. I just literally want to give you a reference to start off with. That way you can budget and plan accordingly. My last suggestion that I highly suggest you invest in are baby classes. Learning how to teach the baby to sleep, eat, and giving the baby CPR. Those are things that I wish I would have invested in. It would have made the learning process so much easier, and also just having that face-to-face or hands-on-hand training would have been great. Of course, all of this information is free online, but if you have a question or you really maybe are struggling with one aspect of it all, it may be helpful to have a teacher on hand that you can contact directly. I don't know if maybe your insurance might also cover those classes. Make sure you look into it. So those are my tips for expensive items you will have to invest in if you're planning to have a baby or you're planning to bring a baby home. Make sure to keep those things in mind. Make sure to add those things to your baby registry, or if you're not into having a baby shower, that's fine. Make sure to plan and budget for it. I hope that this was helpful for you. If it was, please don't forget to give this video a like. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these expensive items that you may need. I'm so curious to hear your opinion and maybe your experience on an item that you might have purchased that either was a great investment or maybe a regretful one. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!